Hello everyone. Welcome to BATV Test of Champions Fan Doosra show powered by Dafa News. I have Drupad and Naresh with me. Everyone is kind of disappointed. I can see it on सबकी energy low हो गई है, not
Yeah.
just players as well over there. Drupad, Naresh, oh my God, Drupad यहाँ पर एक बार
Yeah, I forgot mine. It's raining here in Pune also. So yeah, I forgot mine.
That's the collective mood from people from Bombay.
Yeah, it's raining all over.
Funny to say, मतलब अभी ऐसा लग रहा है कि यार इंडिया में जितना बारिश गिरना है गिरे, पुणे में गिरने दो, मुंबई में गिरने दो, जहां गिरना है बारिश गिरने दो, बस साउथहैम्पटन में मत गिरो. Please let the rain gods stay away from Southampton. बाकी rain wherever you want to rain. Just don't rain in Southampton.
So there was a thought, कि suggestion था to the cricket council कि next time reserve day के बदले reserve stadium रख, reserve venue रख दो. Like you can just have that. मतलब यहाँ पर बारिश है, just go to some other venue and play.
I would say reserve venue भी नहीं, पर इंग्लैंड में है तो reserve country भी रखना चाहिए. अगर इंग्लैंड में है
Seriously, man. But anyway, let's talk. Let's hope कि आज anyway we've got an update from Nasir Hussain on the show that it seems very difficult to have any play today. But anyway, let's hope कि एक reserve day था ही, तो ये वो reserve day उसमें चला गया and we have 5 more days and hopefully the weather would be good on those days. Naresh, if we have to talk about the test match and let's just assume on a positive note कि match शुरू हो जाएगी कल. तो ideally after the toss, what should we do?
There was no rain till last evening, I think, and India has decided their best 11. Absolutely no two debates on that.
Right.
लेकिन अब जिस तरह आज बारिश पड़ी है, which will have an impact in the future for the next few days, now it becomes a little bit of a tough decision of what to do when you win the toss.
Yeah.
India would like to bowl last, considering Jadeja and Ashwin would come into play.
Yeah.
What yesterday I read, there is a little bit of green grass also, but that shouldn't be much of an issue.
Yeah.
If there was no rain last night and it had just to happen this morning, probably it was very clear that India would win the toss and bat first. But I think now that may become a point of discussion. We have lost today. You can now say we have 5 days because the sixth day will come into play now because the rule says a significant loss due to weather.
Yeah.
So I think knowing both these captains, even 4 days is enough for them. They are going to be aggressive. They are going to go for a result, both of them. That's the kind of leadership qualities they have.
Yeah, I genuinely hope they go for a result. Because like we mentioned in the morning show as well, कि इतना 3 साल की tournament थी, and after 3 years we don't want a shared trophy, especially because of rains.
Yeah.
एक fight करके draw करना है, that is also worth it. But don't let's not hope. Let's hope कि बारिश doesn't spoil the fight.
Yes, Sehwag on YouTube is saying, मेरा नाम ले लो. So hi.
Hi Sehwag.
और दूसरी बात, Kunal, I think there was a comment कि New Zealand may play 5 seamers, including de Grandhomme as the all-rounder. They would like to bowl first. Now they would like to use this freshness once it dries out. So though India would have wanted to bat first, now these conditions may make them rethink. At the same time, New Zealand would be really pepped up to bowl first.
Just wanted to know one thing. I mean, in technicalities, Abhi, since rain has officially the toss is not done, so the playing 11 has not been submitted. Can New Zealand make changes?
New Zealand hasn't announced, so they have to still announce their 11.
Yeah, so they can actually consider whether itna hai, and they can just have those playing 11 accordingly, right?
Yeah, I don't think there should be an issue, or either inside in the dressing room or other. They've already exchanged the teams with the umpires. That's where it becomes official.
Yeah, cool. Drupad, talking about this match, what could be? Well, you tell me about the toss. If we win the toss, what do we do? Because it's a big debate. Like many people, mentioned, some are for batting first, some are for bowling first.
Considering the situation that it's gonna rain in the future days as well, I think it's a good decision that we would get to bowl in the 4th innings as well, as Naresh said. But again, I think it's something which is not in your control, right? And Virat Kohli is known for losing tosses, so we never know what's gonna happen in this toss. And even if we are batting first, I don't think that would be much of a concern. Yes, negotiating spin would be a seam of Bolt, Wagner, and Saudi would be a difficulty for our batsmen. But I think that's a challenge. But for example, if you bat first and score around 300 to 350 runs, will be very. So if you score anything less than that, I think you will be pretty much not say out of the game,
Still,
back for that. Right. So if you're batting first, 300, 350 is something which you have to score somehow or the other.
yup.
Okay, and by the way, live video from Southampton is here, so let's watch it और देखते हैं उधर क्या माहौल है.
Bring me some sunshine, take away the rain. Bring me some sunshine, we'll be watching cricket once again. All right, there you go. Come on, man. I'm trying. We're a little bit subdued here. The rain's coming down in Southampton. Gents, how you feeling, man? Tell me what's going on in your mind right now.
It's just good to see the Bharat Army family here. Not really seen them since the Cricket World Cup, so it's good to bring the family together. Even with the weather sort of being gloomy, it's always a good atmosphere.
You just look like you're happy to be out the house.
Yeah. Literally been stuck indoors. It's great to be outdoors for once.
Right. So, but the fact that we've not had any cricket today, come on, because people are going to be watching this. Everyone's so excited. We're all geared up for this. This is such a big deal. The first ever Test of Champions like this, and now you're like.
Yeah, I mean, it is a bit disappointing. There was a lot of chat regarding the weather over the last week. We've literally been updating our forums from multiple weather apps.
But everyone's a meteorologist. Everyone's a weather expert now. Everyone's got an app. Everyone's a world and high weathermen everywhere. All of these people are qualified.
There's debates about iPhone apps and Android apps, etc. But yeah, it's a little bit disappointing. But I'm pretty positive we'll get some play tomorrow. And as Raj has said now, it's great just catching up with the Bharat Army fans.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's been a good few hours so far.
Will we get any overs in today? What do you reckon?
At the moment, it doesn't look likely, but you never know. But I'm just hoping there is some play, just for the sake of it. But
have you got a backup plan for today? If there is no play, what will you do?
That's a good question, actually. I think probably just
there's a bar there, bro.
Yeah, just hit the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're all right like that. Look how adaptable you are in your game, that if you're not watching cricket, you can also switch it up and start drinking. How did you become so versatile in your gameplay?
It's all about keeping the strike rate.
Yeah,
isn't it?
You're
the lads.
You're an amazing fan athlete.
Thank you.
No worries, man. It's the ability of this man. Now, boys, I know how passionate you are about this game. I know how passionate you are about today and the start of the tournament. Try and describe the way you're feeling.
I think.
Listen, look. When a bunda starts like that, hey, come here, right?
Listen now. Listen, we're not able to watch the cricket, but it's given us a good opportunity to write some songs for tomorrow and the day after. So we had a bit of a brainstorm today. We're writing some songs. So tomorrow, breakfast show, we'll be showing you some of our new songs.
Give us a song. Can we have a little? Can we have an exclusive, please?
We've just written this, so excuse the poor Punjabi in the song, but it goes. Gill boundary sadda marda New Zealand ki kariye O Gill ki silky char uski pull shot ka damal ab main isse zyada ka kyun Bharat Army talli ho gaya oy ki kariye There we go.
Not talli yet, the talliness is coming. Nice one.
I like how Bharat Army used this time productively. And ठीक है न्यूजीलैंड उसके लिए बचे पड़े ऑस्ट्रेलिया या फिर कोई तो रहते तो 4-5 स्लेजिंग के टोन्स भी हो जाते. Dhruv, what's your favorite chant from Bharat Army?
All the chants. There can't be one favorite chant because every time you see some Bharat Army comes up with some unique chant, and it's sometimes you listen to a Bollywood song or some song, we keep singing that song all the time because that song is so hooked and we love it. So this happened when Rishabh Pant had come out like we got fun. He'll babysit your kids. I mean that one. I was singing that song like I'm singing some Bollywood song every time. I'm working, I'm studying, and in my mind like Babysit your kids. He'll hit you for a six. We got rich. I mean, that's one of my favorite chants.
In fact, that was a big trend. I remember like Rishabh Pant खुद उस पे डांस वगैरह भी किया था. He had done some moves and Bharat was those dole and all in Australia. Great.
But I love this song. Which
This is something interesting for Gil.
Yeah, Gil. Yeah, it's a new one.
brilliant.
Yeah, for Gil. Yeah.
Naresh, I want to ask you about this. When you see a youngster like Gil being picked in such a big final, are you worried or that makes you feel good कि Indian team इतने youngsters को back करे अच्छी तरह से?
No, it is absolutely good and very. He's building in confidence. You know what happened in Australia. Honestly, I feel that if Mayank, Prithvi Shaw, one of them would have done well in Australia, Gil may not have come as an opener. You know, he may have got picked for Kohli in the middle, but that didn't happen. It was I think a very good planning already done in advance. This means India is going in with plan A, B, at least A and B. But the thing is that it is very good responding to those opportunities. In Australia, he was phenomenal. But here, you know, they both start all over again. Rohit Sharma is going to play his first game as an opener in Test cricket in England, and so is Gill. So it's all even Stevens. You know, it's just that Gill has so much to learn from Rohit Sharma, and that's really going to help in building his confidence. So I think it's very good the way these youngsters keep getting backed. You know, even Rishabh Pant's story has been phenomenal. You know, after the 2020 IPL in UAE, we all were so frustrated on what's going on, the way he was batting, you know, but the way he got backed after Adelaide. Yeah. So I think that's a great story. These two really have great stories in the last 6 to 7 months.
Yeah. Dhruvad, this like same question to you. Watching such young players in the playing 11, does it give you confidence कि you know Team India अच्छे से back करे or makes it you a little bit worried? Because end of the day, इतना experience नहीं है. He's not a Rahane or a Pujara जो you know over the years have played, know how to handle pressure. So which side?
It would give you some sense of discomfort if that player is not that performing well in other tournaments or other series as well. But we have seen what Gill has done. Although he was not in form in the T20 tournament which happened after the Test matches, but we know that the way he batted in the Australia series, the 91 at Gabba and all those series, so we know that this guy can bat. Obviously, there's no doubts on that. But sometimes he like the knock of 91 at Gabba. I mean, that was such a responsible knock which we have seen from a youngster, which we haven't seen from in a very long time. So we know that yes, he has done this in the past, and we have to back. And very love the fact that we backed Gill to open in the final as well, because there were doubts whether he would open or we would open with Mayank. But again, Mayank experienced player, but again we know that what Gill is capable of, and also he has this some sense of form in the longer form of cricket with backing. So of course, if it was some other player, it would have been a sense of discomfort. But what Gill has done in the past, I think every Indian is pretty confident about his performance in the final.
Yeah, I totally agree, Kyuki. I remember watching Gill debut against Australia and the way he was batting, itna confidence se wo hit kar raha tha. He wasn't bogged down by Aussie. You know the way Aussies come up to you while bowling, right? Not just the balls, but wo sledging rehta hai constantly. There's a power struggle, and Gill was all chilled out. I remember him even talking about it before making his debut. Like we have enough chin music to play the bowling, something like that, which was kind of a comeback even before the match.
कौन से एंगल से उसका डेब्यू नहीं लग रहा है?
हाँ, और गिल पे एक बार ऐड करूंगा, द कॉन्फिडेंस ऑफ द मैनेजमेंट ऑन गिल इज द वे ही प्लेड मिचेल स्टार्क इन ऑस्ट्रेलिया. यहाँ पे ट्रेंट बोल्ट है. जब इंग्लैंड आई थी इंडिया, देयर वाज नो लेफ्ट आर्म सीमा, राइट, यू नो. So the way he has handled Stark has given confidence that he would do well against Trent Bolt and Wagner. At least Bolt has a very good swing, you know, and Saudi. So I think wo or because of his height, he can play those horse. I think that's really worked for him.
Yeah.
Okay, here one comment. Om on YouTube is saying Crazy Gill song, would love to listen it today itself. Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. But Bharat, we mentioned it'll be ready for tomorrow's play. So yeah, and it'll be more fun agar India toss jeet ke we get to bat. Toss jeet ke ya kuch bhi ho, batting kare tabhi rahega. Drupad, you raised your hand. You wanted to say something.
Yeah, I mean exactly what Naresh said, that when a batsman perform against the likes of Stark, against Cummins on the pitch like Perth or Gabba, you know, that's one of the fastest pitches in the world. and the quality of bowling lineup, I mean, that was top of the line bowling by Australia. So if that player can perform and tackle those bowlers, I mean, of course, New Zealand also has quality bowlers, but Bolt and Wagner, I think they have lethal pace and they can also swing the ball. And in the conditions like England, it swings a lot when it's overcast, and that's exactly the situation which is right now. So I mean, pretty confident, pretty happy that Gill is being sent to open with Rohit.
Totally. Drupal, if you have to pick a key player for India, jo ye match mein, I know entire team is good and everyone has to step up, etc. But then if there's one player that you have really high hopes on, you have to handle if anything goes south, who would that be?
I would love to go with a bowler this time, considering it's going to be some. I'm really hoping and putting my money on Ishant Sharma for this test match. Because yes, Bumrah is our number one bowler, but Ishant has a lot of experience. And I mean, I have said this a lot of times. It is also very agreed fact that Ishant and England is like a match made in heaven. I mean, you can't keep Ishant out of the playing 11 if you're playing in England, whether it's T20, one day, or even a test match. And test match is where his expertise lies. That he doesn't play much of limited overs cricket, but he plays a lot of test for India in India and outside India as well. And we know his ability to swing the ball with the pace as well. So Ishant Sharma with the ball, which I'm looking forward to, because if there will be a situation where we would need some certain wickets in an session or session or two, like 5-4 wickets in one session, Ishant can create that pressure amongst the batsmen, and Bumrah and Shami can support him well to tackle the wicket. So I'm putting my money on Ishant.
कुणाल इस वक्त ईशान विराट को बोल रहे हो, अगर टॉस होता ना प्लीज बॉलिंग लेना, मुझे बॉल डालनी है, मैं राउंड द विकेट आऊंगा, उनके पास 3 लेफ्ट हैंड.
When Drupal in fact mentioned Ishant Sharma, it went as a flashback for the mind mein in Lords 2012.
Exactly, 2014.
Yeah, after 28 long years, we had won at Lords, and I still remember the last ball before tea, probably before tea, and uspe short bouncer tha and catch out वगैरह हो गया था. Epic match, and like you said, Ishant का expectations बहुत high हम लोग के. And for me, it would ideally be Ravindra Jadeja, because I feel कोई भी situation हो, this guy always steps up. 360, yeah, the perfect 360 player.
Naresh, what about you? Who will be the key player?
Yeah, no, I agree with Kunal. मुझे कोई बोलता है ना कि 3 अटैक में, बोलता हूँ नहीं, 3 सीमर्स और 1 स्पिनर ही है who can bat, लेकिन जडेजा is all rounder, उसका रोल बहुत अलग है. He happens to bowl left arm spin, but his role is very different in this team. आप देखिए जो एडिलेड के बाद जब I mean it was very embarrassing 36 और कोहली returned back, very easy Rahane could have picked KL Rahul, a batsman, to replace Kohli, but he picked up Jadeja to replace Kohli.
Right.
This means वो जो रोल है जडेजा का, वो काफी अभी स्पेशली इन एब्सेंस ऑफ हार्दिक पांड्या काफी इंपॉर्टेंट हो गया है. You know, a bowling fit Hardik Pandya may have got a preference, but that's not the case now. So Jadeja is, yes, I agree, is going to be the key. And again, I say Rohit Sharma would be the key. Rohit Sharma के लिए ये पूरा ये जो 3 months, 4 months in UK has lot of proof. You know, as a test opener, because as an overseas test opener, we haven't yet seen the Rohit Sharma we know. You know, or only thing he can go confident out if this match starts is ki 2019 when he started a World Cup campaign.
Yeah, exactly.
Sharma ne Southampton mein East South Africa in overcast conditions.
Yes.
Yep.
I was just about to get to that topic. You know, we are always concerned कि Rohit Sharma left arm में, मतलब England में against left arm bowling कैसे करेगा. But then when you go back just 2 years ago, 2019 Cup में, the way he batted. So I think that's it about big match players, right? Drupal, matlab, we've always seen, not just over here, be it IPL, be it ODI cricket, anything. Big matches में, these players always step up, be it Jadeja, be it someone like Rohit Sharma as well. So I'm not really worried about Rohit, but the problem is there's just one match to prove his mettle. So that's what might be a concern. Because usually we see over the course of time, like IPL भी रहेगा, like लंबा season after the last year का World Cup. There were 9 matches to prove your caliber. यहाँ पर this was one match, at most 2 innings. Yeah, Drupal, go on.
Yeah, I still don't agree with the fact that he just has one match. Rohit Sharma is one of the fixed openers for the Indian team right now in the longer format of the cricket. He is definitely going to be opening in the England series as well. But yes, of course, he's a big match player. But it's not only about Rohit Sharma who has to prove his mettle. Someone like Ajinkya Rahane, who people have criticized a lot, although his stats that he should be criticized, but then we know that he's not that consistent with the bat. Scores 100 out of 4 or 5 matches, not that consistent. So even Ajinkya Rahane, even being the vice captain of the team, so So there are a lot of great players which we have. Rohit Sharma, Pujara has not been in like a century. A big score is due for Pujara as well, and Kohli's 100. Of course, everyone is waiting for that. So the whole of our batting order, all these great players are due for something great
Yeah.
in the recent times. And if everyone, even 2 or 3 players step up and just play their A game, I think Bolt, Wagner, all these players would be just have sleepless nights.
Totally.
Yeah, this is going to be the difference. The team that bats well would take this game if it goes through the entire 4 or 5 days.
Yeah. Drupal, you mentioned great players, and Utne mein, since you were on the full screen, I could see the image behind you, and that is Sachin Tendulkar's pic, if I'm not wrong, right? Can you just show it on full screen? Yeah. Drupal, tell me, what would it mean agar Sachin Tendulkar could have been a part of this team, obviously in his prime, and it would have been a perfect moment. Like, this is what he loved. Like, Test cricket was his favorite, and him playing Test match ka final would have been great.
उसके smile से ही पता चल रहा है.
Yeah. Just got emotional. Yeah, Drupal.
I mean, of course, I mean, I'm a big fan of Sachin.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like the greatest player which I have seen. I mean, there have been other great players, no debate about that. But when I started watching cricket, I have seen what Sachin has contributed to the game and how he has taken the responsibility of scoring runs and winning the games for the Indian team. So, of course, it would have been great to see Sachin Paji playing in the final. But I just don't think only Sachin Paji, Dada, Sachin Paji, Ganguly, Lakshman. I mean, that Fab Five which we had in the past. I mean, imagine that Fab Five batting at the on the top of the bat. And with this bowling attack, I mean, that would have been the perfect team ever in the history of any Test match.
Totally. So, Naresh, can you mention one player that you would have loved to watch in this final from Indian team?
Obviously, I completely agree with Sachin. It's just that who would he play
in place of?
In place of,
Yeah.
He used to bat always at number 4, and now we have. So is it that
only a great player can replace a great player? So it has to be Virat who has to make way for Sachin Paji.
No, Virat would probably go down to a 5, and Rane would say, "Okay, I'm not playing this game. I want to watch Sachin bat." Rane would say that.
Yeah, it would be really great. I mean, I just feel bad for some of those legendary players, like who made Test cricket great, and unfortunately there was no Test of Champions over there to prove, the caliber on the biggest stage.
But they have been a part of the number 1 Test team, right? They have won the Test under Dhoni's captaincy in 2008, if I'm not wrong. 2008, if I'm not wrong. So but that is a different thing. That's a Test race which we had, but this is like a whole new championship, a whole new tournament being played for the first time. So obviously it's gonna be a little different in terms of feelings, like how it's gonna be. You win a World Cup and you win an IPL. It's a different thing, right?
Exactly. The atmosphere is so different. Okay, rankings आते रहते हैं, कौन number 1 पे है, rankings are released, every month or probably every. I don't know the frequency. लेकिन अभी जो purpose है, you're playing for a trophy, तो इसलिए पूरा atmosphere alag hai. The meaning is different now. What Test cricket means, and as Drupal said, yes, those Fab Five, if they would be playing during this era, I mean, it's too good. It's just wonderful.
Yeah, and I mean, I totally agree with that. Let's just get back to the match now. Log bahut abstract baatein kar rahe hain. Let's just focus.
Before that, I want to ask Drupal कि विराट की ये 61st Test match है as a captain. So ये 61st मैच में उसकी 72th हो जाएगी क्या सेंचुरी? The next century.
Confused हो गया question. Hold on.
61st
match में as a player, not as a captain.
Yeah.
And 71st century कब होगी? That's a simple question.
doesn't matter. It's a 61st Test or even the 20th Test. That number doesn't matter. But that 71 number matters more than the 61, right? 62 whatever. So obviously we are waiting that century since God knows, how long. We had a pandemic in between that, so much cricket happening. And now since cricket resumed, we have witnessed 2 series, and Kohli has been just part of one fully, not including the Australia series. So yes, a big innings is due from Virat Kohli, and I just don't want him to score 100, right? I want him to score a daddy 100, score 100 to 200. And we have to give it to the fact that Virat Kohli is kind of player who once he gets in touch, right, you can't stop. So right
Yeah.
now, if he is not scoring, he is getting there to score that big hundreds. But once he will get that 100, 71st or 72nd, 73, 74, 75, that all will come in line as it had happened before.
Yeah.
So that just one big knock and Kohli will be back.
Yeah. Dhruva, just one question which I've observed over the years. Since 2019 Cup was the point, Japar, we observed Kohli getting a little bit calm. He was less aggressive, less animated on the field. And has that been one of the reasons why his performance has, not really been Kohli's, like the type of Kohli usually used to do?
I don't agree with that fact that he has been calm. I don't think that he has been
compared to the previous Kohli.
Yeah, obviously, because come on. If you see the Virat Kohli of like 10 years back, he was a bit less mature in terms of how to handle certain situations and certain instances which happen in the game. And with the captaincy, with him getting married and all those things, that affected his game a lot. We can't neglect that fact. And yes, I won't say it has affected his batting because that's the kind of a player he is. That's his nature, right? He's not faking it out. He's being his own self. But with certain sense of power, you have to portray yourself in a certain responsible way. You can't just go out and blabber or just sledge or just be that animated. He is animated, but he has taken it to a certain kind of feeling there. So I don't think that will affect his performance in any sort. But irrespective of all that, 100 has to come from Virat Kohli very soon.
Yeah. Also, Naresh, another thing that I'd like to mention regarding Kohli is, has he set too high standards? Ki abhi when we look at a 70, 60 or a 50, we feel that he's not really in the right touch. Is that the issue?
Completely agree. And it goes same with Williamson. I mean, we're not talking about him. Williamson hasn't scored 100 for long also. Because both of them, if you see, both of them have come up the same ranks. They played under 19, they led their sides, and now they're leading their national side. Both of them have set high standards for their respective national team. And Virat Kohli definitely, we all will be so happy to see a big game. But he's played crucial knocks. Adelaide was a 70 plus. Against England, Chennai last day he could have taken it. He got out. I think it was a 70 plus. Yeah. So that's very unfortunate. Our expectations of Virat Kohli.
That's not our fault. That's Virat Kohli's fault. You have done so much in your career that we don't expect anything less than 100 for you. So it's your responsibility now to again come and let's score those 100. But yes, as Naresh said, we don't value 50, 70 as much as we value 100, right? It all depends on the situation of the game, how the game is being played at that moment.
Right. Totally. In fact, guys, Bharat Army ka ek aur video ready hai. We just got an update. So let's have a look at what the video clip is.
So it's lunchtime. This is when we would normally have watched at least a few hours of cricket and we'd be analysing it now. So instead of analysing it, I thought I'd get some predictions from you, right? So BA family, you guys know your team better than anyone. Prediction, who's our top, who will be our top run scorer in this test match?
Oh, I'm hoping it's going to be Pujara.
Yeah, Pujara, agreed. Any challenges on Pujara? Any advances on Pujara? Am I seeing another name on
I'd go with Virat Kohli. I think he's due an innings, and the fact that Steve Smith has taken the #1 ranking spot, I think Kohli will go there and sort of take his spot back, I think.
Agree with that? You don't agree with that. Look at your fold.
I don't care who scores runs. India will score runs.
No,
it's not sitting on the fence. It's not sitting on the fence. As long as we post a big total, someone stands up, I'm cool. I don't care if it's Pujara, Gill, Rohit, whoever.
Yeah, you're right. But that's a politician's answer. But as a fan's answer, who is going to be your top scorer? There has to be someone.
Who do I want to score runs? I want Pujara to have a brilliant innings so you can have a great response to those critics over the last 6 months.
You sound like you're from Pujara's family. The way you sound like, our family have been deeply affected by all this criticism recently.
I have personally been affected by a few individuals' comments and criticism towards Pujara. So if he does well, I'll have a personal, I'll be happy.
And is this his tournament? You think this is his test that he will do well?
I think. Do you know what? I think it'll be Virat Kohli's test. I think Virat Kohli will lead the guys home.
There we go. We got the answer, Akshay. We got it out of him in the end. Yeah, exactly. So you're agreeing with my man here, saying Virat Kohli highest run scorer. All right, wicket taker. Who's going to take the most wickets? Can I get round the back here? Do you want to tell me who do you reckon is going to take the most wickets in the Test?
I reckon Bumrah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because why? What's going to happen in his play in this particular Test? Let's predict, right? Because then I want people to watch this in a few days' time and go, oh, that guy at the back with the hat and the mask who never revealed anything but his eyes. He's from the future, that guy. That's what they're going to say, because you're going to say the words now. So why Bumrah? What's going to happen?
I think he's got a really good ability to swing the ball both ways, and he's also got a reverse swing in his back pocket as well. So I think he's going to have the run over the batsman.
Okay, so Bumrah with his swings, he becomes lead wicket keeper. So obviously nothing's going to the New Zealand team here. They're not going to get anything. Or is there anything you want to mention about them? Look how angry you look, like you're going to kill someone. God, I'm scared, bruv. I'm scared about coming over. Like, yeah, he's got his fight face on. What's going to happen?
Personally, I think our best bowler will be Shami. In these conditions, they're right for him. But we've got to be aware of their bowlers, especially Trent Bolt. You know, if it does become a two-way shootout, it'll be great to see Bumrah and Bolt shoot it out. Mumbai Indians, let's see who takes it all. But I think it'll be Bumrah at the end.
Come on, it's a good matchup. You must be excited about it. Everyone wants to see it. All eyes are on this pitch today. This is going to be a great contest when it gets going.
Most definitely, can't wait. Hopefully those gods will come out. A bit of sun will come out. But if it's not today, it'll be tomorrow.
Right, few puddles at the moment, but it'll all be gone, and then India will be victorious. Are you with me, lads? Are you with me? Come on, man. Come on.
Super. It's like मतलब मैं इनके वीडियोस देखते हूँ, it feels कि मैं वहाँ पर हूँ और enjoy कर रहा हूँ.
I loved Amish answer. उसने बोला ना कि मतलब कोई भी प्लेयर कुछ भी करे, इंडिया को ज्यादा विन्स मिलने चाहिए.
The politician answer. But Drupal, Naresh, I want to know it from you guys. Drupal, starting from you, who is going to be the highest run scorer for Team India?
For batsman, I would love to go with Rohit Sharma again, as being a big Rohit Sharma fan. But again, you have to give that politician's answer at this situation, because you want India to win the Test match. So it won't be like a one batsman will score 100 and India will win the match. You want every batsman, every player on the top 5, top 6 to score at least 50 to 60 runs in order to put India in a situation where we cannot, like a total of 300, 350 or 350 plus. So on a personal note, I would want Rohit Sharma to score the most runs. But again, if any of the players scores, it's good for us. So, okay, I would also like Ajinkya Rahane to be among us, because again, being a Rahane fan, like people have to silence. Like he can silence a lot of his critics, right? Like how Amish wanted to silence Pujara critics. I want to silence I want to silence Rahane critics. Like it's that personal level right now.
It's kind of hard. Rahane he does well in one innings, and then suddenly the next innings is a question mark, and then the next, when we feel like it's time for him, then suddenly he just comes back and does really well in the next innings. I feel he is a very talented player, and he totally should always be in the team. He's like not David, but then he's his student. End of the day, and uska caliber hai us level ka. Anyway, Naresh, your answer now. Who would be the highest run scorer? Who do you want to be the highest run scorer? That's how
Rupert did take away Rohit Sharma, but yes, I agree for Rahane. Rahane needs to look at this game like the Melbourne Test. When he we couldn't have gone any further down, right after Adelaide. It was to rise from. Rahane took it on to himself and led it from the front. He scored 100 on day 2 in overcast conditions in Melbourne. And this is the kind of conditions he's going to get now. So Rahane can be a huge differentiator in that scorecard. In first inning, and Rishabh Pant in second inning, who gets the win.
That's mandatory. Rishabh Pant second innings, like it's mandatory. He's going to be hitting the winning runs if we are batting 4th in the Test match.
People are predicting over here. Varnadas says highest run scorer Virat Kohli. We spoke about runs. Now before winding up, let's talk about the highest wicket taker. Who do you want to be? Like, fan, the favorite कौन है साहब कि ये लेगा यार वैसे wicket? Like you mentioned Ishant, right, Naresh?
Yeah, I had mentioned.
Yeah, Drupal. Yeah. Who would be? What's your prediction?
Same, Ishant. I know that being a Mumbai Indians fan, I would have said Bumrah, but again, I would love to go with experience and the kind of that experience that Ishant brings on the table. I think Ishan. But again, a politician's answer is the best here. Anyone takes the 5 wickets, anyone takes 4 wickets, just to win the match for India. But yes, on a social front, Ishant, I would love to see him.
Also, again, how important how Ashwin will be used again. Huh? He'll be again brought in early. Yeah.
Right.
I was about to get to that. Before that, Drupal, are you worried he कोई screen record करके बाद में viral करेगा कि see Drupal is anti-national वगैरह सब?
Dude, no, it becomes very tricky for me to say certain things because WhatsApp group पे whenever I say something to my friend, तभी wicket गिर जाता है या तभी कुछ हो जाता है. I don't want to jinx anything. Want to jinx anything. Look, people will बहुत मतलब ले लेंगे. But again, Ishant, because he's at some point of his fag end of his career, so I want him to retire whenever he does in the future at certain high, right? He's a veteran, and that's why I feel that he would I would want him to be amongst the highest wickets.
Drupal mentioned regarding the he goes he says something and then wicket chala jata. That reminds me of Phoebe whenever she goes for a haircut and someone passes away.
Someone dies.
With you.
Yeah.
अभी please Drupal, please pray कि बारिश जाएगी. तो hopefully वो हो जाएगा.
Right now we just want one thing to go.
नहीं, मैं जो बोलता हूँ उसका उल्टा होता है ना, तो बारिश नहीं जाएगी. 5 दिन बारिश गिरेगी. 5 दिन बारिश गिरेगी.
Cool. So anyway, let's wind it up. Naresh, you mentioned your favorite bowler to pick highest number of wickets.
I'll go with Ishant, but yeah, Ashwin is going to be the next one as the most dangerous bowler. He bowls early, bowls with the shine on the ball. He can be very difficult to play for New Zealand batsmen. Yeah.
And he's super smart. मतलब उसको वो experience से पता है, मतलब he knows what to bowl and where to bowl and when to bowl. So that's what gives him an edge. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining BATV Fan Doosra Test of Champions powered by Dafa News. Hopefully, we'll catch up again. It's very difficult to predict कि match शुरू हो जाएगी उतने में, but then still we'll meet up again in the post-match show, post-day show, and have some chat again. Thank you so much for joining, Drupal.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sanika, Kunal. See you.
Bye, Kunal. Bye-bye.